Mr. Aldmuley stated to Cincinnati Enquirer that they had been given 2 years to try and do something about the Piatt house, but it had passed and nothing had been done. They were going to mow it down. Makes you wonder how in 1976, when we were celebrating our 200th anniversary, how maybe 4 or 5 months prior from that we could destroy our history. I know that some people cared, others didn't. C&G really didn't care. As Bruce Ferguson said in the paper, progress is necessary and good, but in an area of rapid growth such as ours cannot afford to forget their past. Cannot turn its back on those few structures which have survived the deterioration of time and the whims of nature. Next. CG&E, we'll go one more. CG&E got very upset, down one. CG&E got very upset that the newspapers were being so negative about it. Personally, I don't think they did enough. Like I said, Duke Energy is a complete different. They've been very supportive. In fact, we have another speaker here that's going to speak to you for a minute and give you some information. Next. These are just various pictures of the house that I was able to obtain. You can see the porch area back there. The wood was basically ruined, but the structure is intact. Keep going. Here's where they're stripping the wood out. My gosh, let's not leave anything. Let's get our last silver doubloon. That's a little house that the Mullins family had there that they came down all the time and stayed in right next to the river. Here again, just another piece in the paper. These are all in the book for this year, so you can read them completely. Next. Piatt Landing obituary, ransacked, raped, and buried. An asphalt pit will be put right where that house is. No way. How can you have an ash pit 100 yards from the Ohio River? The government would not allow that. That was a bunch of BS. That 405 could have been used to go down and then make a jog to the left, and the place could have been saved, but that wasn't what they were after. They wanted it gone, especially after all the negative press. Vandals rape historic Piatt Landing. CG&E objects to criticism. Next. Here's a picture of Bruce and I up at Jacob Piatt's. I think it was October. He had a real nice ride up through Gully's Neck with a four-wheel drive Jeep, but we got up there. And then he isn't satisfied with just walking around. He's got to stand on top of these stones that can fall over. But he did. He made it back. We have another project that Bruce and I started talking about. And Mr. Cohegan, Dave Cohegan, and we had a meeting with Kathy, I hope I pronounce it right, Calpin, and put David in charge of this next project. David, you want to come up and talk to him? Thank you very much, folks, and you can see other things in the back.